Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Gen X Living Life. I'm
And
Maggie.
I'm Penny.
And Penny and I are going to talk about comparing life in California, New York, and Florida. What is similar, what is different. And most of this is based on anecdotal opinion only and our impressions. We're
Right.
not going by statistics, we're not going by data or anything like that. We're just going by our own personal experience.
Experiences. Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Yeah. Well, we grew up in New York, but now you live in Florida, I live in California.
Yeah.
How's the weather there today, Maggie?
Today, the weather is fantastic. It is a 10 out of 10 today. What they might call a perfect day, really. We're in the 70s. It is clear blue skies, and rarest of rare, it is dry outside, low humidity, which Florida is not known for. But today, the last couple of days has been that way. It's a Chamber of Commerce photo day.
That's pretty good. I like that. I
Hmm.
like that. Well, I'm in California and it's usually dry. It was raining yesterday, which is very unusual. Hail also. But today it's almost the weather's just like yours, pretty much. It's dry, it's super sunny.
But that's a normal
Yeah.
day for your area of
Majority.
the country, isn't it?
Yeah, majority of the time, I would say the rain kind of usually stops maybe in February, early March, but we're already in April,
Yeah,
and it's just a weird weather pattern now, but it's way better than New York, though. New York's like super humid and hot,
yeah,
if you remember.
it is. It is pretty much sweltery,
Yeah,
sticky, sweaty,
right. They
and
have four
grimy. You
seasons.
feel, yeah, but in the summer you feel kind of grimy.
Yeah, all the time, 100%. You
Yeah.
could take a shower, come out, and you already feel sticky.
Hmm.
And yeah, when you get out on the street, everything just sticks to you, the dirt, everything.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
We,
miss that part.
here in Florida, normally the weather is incredibly humid. If it's not raining, it's humid. And for people that have recently moved from New York, as humid as it is in New York, it is oppressively humid here.
Mm.
And my husband and one of my sons, it rains on them. In other words, they're the type of people that sweat, or the
Sweat.
sweat pours. All they have to do is be outside.
Oh my
And I'm
goodness.
thinking, you guys just need to get dressed in towels. We're gonna have to make shirts and hats out of
Right.
towels.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh my goodness. That'll be a new clothing line
A new clothing line, yeah, to keep
for
you
the heavy
dry.
sweater.
A heavy sweater for a heavy sweater.
Yeah, exactly.
But normally, we don't have seasons here in
Right.
Florida. We've got a brief cold snaps, and they come for a couple of days, and then it warms up again. So the winter time in Florida, it's cold in the morning, and you're bundled up, and then by the afternoon you're in a t-shirt and shorts,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's like that every day,
Yeah.
most of the time in the winter
Yeah,
here in
similar
Florida.
here. It could be, 60, maybe 50 degrees in the morning, so you need like a sweater.
Mhm.
Then during the day, it's like 75, 80 degrees. And then in the evening again, you need your sweater again. It's like all the seasons in one day, almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
New
Yeah.
York, however, is not that way.
Right. Right. But it
No,
rains a
the
lot
winters are
actually
long.
there. I didn't realize how
Yeah.
much New York had rain until I moved to California because it barely rains here.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people don't think it rains that much here because of our moniker, the Sunshine State. It rains a lot. In fact, my father-in-law and mother-in-law had come for one of my son's graduation, and it was a day where it was torrential rain.
Uh,
And they're from the Pacific Northwest, where their claim to fame is rain. And I said, it rains a lot here. It goes, well, not as much as up there. And then they looked up the statistics, and they were floored that Florida rains more than the Pacific Northwest.
Right, right. We'll let them have that title. They have nothing else really. Just kidding. No, they did have a lot there, but
They
yeah.
got beer.
Right,
That's
right.
a beautiful part of the
It
country.
is. It
But
totally is. What about our natural disasters? They're all different for each state.
They are different from each states, and we heard in the news a couple of months ago about New York having an earthquake,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and that was a what, a 4.8?
That was crazy. Yeah, I was getting texts and I
Yeah,
was like, what's going on? Let me look. And everyone's like, oh, we had an earthquake. We had an earthquake.
yeah, and I'm thinking, good night. That doesn't
Wow.
happen there.
Yeah, that's very rare and unusual. And there were some aftershocks. So I was like surprised. But like for
And
me,
then,
being in California, a 4.8 is nothing. It's almost like, for people that don't know, it's almost like when you're standing on the train platform and it
mhm,
shakes, except you're expecting it because the train's coming in. But here
right,
you're
that's
just minding your
normal.
own business and then all of a sudden they're shaking. So
Yeah.
that's kind of unnerving.
I've
Yeah.
never experienced an earthquake
Yeah,
before.
you're not missing
So
much.
yeah, but I can't imagine how unsettling. That was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little
I was
joke.
here for the Northridge quake back
Yeah.
in, I think it was 94. I forgot the year, but in the 90s. Yeah, that was, I had just moved to California also.
Oh, wow.
So that was kind of shocking. Yeah.
Yeah, but another thing that's not normal for New York, something that's not normal for California is hurricanes. You
Mm,
had
right.
hurricanes last year.
Yeah. Isn't that unusual?
It is unusual. That's not a thing,
It's
That's
not.
what Florida is known
Right,
for.
exactly. That's your title, not theirs.
That's our claim to fame. But New York, their natural disasters, what do they really have
Well, the
other than
storms,
that
the
fluke?
snowstorms were bad. They shut down the
Yeah,
schools.
that's true. They got some blizzards
Hmm.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've had some strong storms, but I don't really remember too many natural disasters outside of that.
Mhm.
Because I don't know. I don't remember anything else besides
I
that
don't
as a kid.
either. Just heavy snowstorms.
Hmm.
Remember when we were kids and we would play in the
Yeah.
snow?
Yeah. I loved
Yeah,
it. Loved it. Loved it.
that was a lot of fun. But then afterwards, that snow would
It
turn
would be
black,
gross,
and
disgusting.
everything. It went from beautiful, everything pristine white to like black and gray and
Yeah. Disgusting. Yeah.
ugly.
That's the ugly side of the snow.
Yeah. So, and then not
Yeah.
only that, but there was that ice that you can't see, and
Oh, yeah,
so
and you just go sliding. Yeah, yeah, I know.
yeah.
I know. Anything else in Florida? Any other natural disasters?
We get tornadoes
Oh,
sometimes.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we do have those. And basically, uh, they hit in certain areas. It's almost like the same places get the
Mm,
tornadoes, sort of like in Texas, in the middle of the country. There's that
yeah.
tornado alley,
Yeah.
because it just depends on the. Yeah, I'm not a meteorologist, but I think it's the jet stream and how that
Hmm.
works. So, but
Mm,
yeah, we where I live in particular, we don't get hit, but we did get hit in our neighborhood a long time ago.
mm.
In our neighborhood, and it was a tornado that just hopped around,
Oh,
and
wow.
it went actually down our street and hit the other side of the street.
Oh, wow. You
It
guys are
missed
lucky you
it
missed
missed the
it.
side that
Yeah.
we were on
Oh my
and
God.
hit the other end. I
Whoa.
mean, it's almost precise. It's
Wow.
strange, but
Yeah.
it was scary. It
Oh
was
man.
scary.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
earthquakes are too. It's sort of like a zigzag, so it'll hit one side of the street and then jump to the other and then to the other,
Mhm.
and also another disaster, I guess, from the rains, there are some landslides also. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that built homes on the side of mountains and they're
Mhm.
just, disintegrating into the ocean. That's I don't know if that's a natural disaster or something just happens from the rain.
Well, if you get excessive rain
Hmm.
and you have
Happen anywhere. Yeah.
the dry ground,
Hmm.
when it meets up with that, it doesn't absorb the rain fast
Right.
enough, and it
Right.
becomes a big sludge and just goes
Yeah.
like a liquid muddy
Right,
thing that just
right,
runs off, and so that causes a lot of instability,
right,
and
right.
that's a risk for those
Mm-hmm.
homeowners, because it's happening more often than they used to.
Yeah, yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And then, in New York, remember how we used to get around? We used our two legs.
Our
We used
two legs,
bus,
uh,
train.
and taxis.
Yeah, very
There are taxis
convenient.
everywhere.
Yeah, very
Very convenient.
convenient. Extremely
Of
convenient.
course, heaven help you if you take a taxi, because you'd get in big trouble from your parents because that was a lot of
It's
money.
expensive. Yeah, it's pricey.
And you don't get from A to B very fast.
It
It's not a
depends.
convenient way to go.
Right, right. Depends if they want to take you on a long ride or a short ride. You
Mhm.
just never know
If
sometimes.
you have to go to the airport, then
Uh-huh.
yes.
Yeah.
That's the best way because you don't
Hmm.
wanna be lugging around luggage
Right.
in the subway or on a bus.
Hmm.
So that would be the best way to use a taxi for the most part. But yeah, either the subway, things were just convenient, and the thing about the layout of New York City, Manhattan in particular, it's a grid pattern,
Hmm.
and so it's difficult to get lost there.
Yeah. Yeah. Because everything's numerical,
It's
pretty much.
numerical
And then the
and it's
avenues.
very orderly in
Hmm.
the avenues, and you can find your way around even if you don't know if you're new to the city, you can figure it out
Hmm.
pretty easily.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Very true. How is it in Florida, though, to get around?
It's you have to have a car.
There's no way. There's no real, the public transportation isn't really a thing there, right?
It's it exists. Basically, we don't have subways here, or
Hmm.
trains.
Hmm.
We have buses,
Hmm.
the city bus, but so few people use it. It comes around every half an hour, every
Mm.
20 minutes. So it's not like one after the other. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, if you wait, 2 minutes, another one will be there.
Hmm.
You have to wait a long time. So if you miss the bus and you rely on that to get to work
You're gonna be
and you
late.
miss it, you're going to be late. And it's just not convenient. It just doesn't go everywhere. You have to change buses so often to get anywhere. So it would take you probably 2 hours to get across town on a bus here.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
so, just to go to the grocery store here, you need to have a car,
Mm, yeah.
a
Well,
personal
California is
vehicle.
similar. It's pretty similar in that the public transportation, infrastructure isn't really that developed. The buses come a little more frequently, though. You can get around by bus. We do have a train. Some of it is underground, some of it is above ground. Although, the Olympics are coming in 2028. That's in 4 years.
Oh,
And
okay.
so they're building a lot more trains. One's going to go behind my house actually and take everybody like all the way to downtown and then all the way to the ocean. They finally built a train that takes you all the way to Santa Monica. That was just in the last few years. And they're going to add a lot of buses. I know that. Otherwise, you use a car to get around.
Hmm.
It's okay. The thing
Yeah.
is here you when you say how far is, the beach, you don't say miles. You say
You
it
say
in terms of
time,
time.
how
Yeah.
long it takes for you to get
Right.
there.
That's the difference. And you say you take the 405. It's not, the way we talk, it's sort of the 405 and the 10, we just say it's just different.
I think of the Saturday Night Live skit, the
Oh,
Californians. Have you ever seen
yeah, I
that?
saw that one. That was great. That was a really good skit. It was so accurate.
I mean, I'm not a Californian, but just the way that they sounded, and
Yes.
it's like, "Well, you take the 405 to the 10 and then get off at the blah."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that.
And
I
I'm
I
like,
just remember
if
that.
if they parody that, then everybody must talk like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
not
just a
everybody,
very
but
funny skit. Yeah, I have to look that one up again. I forgot who the guest was on that day, but
oh, they've done several of them.
yeah, but there was one that was particularly good with the freeways like you were talking about.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was a good one.
Yeah, they incorporate the freeway system in every
Hmm.
one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that would that makes me
Oh
laugh.
my God, yes.
But, in Florida, in South Florida, they have, opened up in the last couple of years a bullet train
Oh,
called the
nice.
Brightline.
Hmm.
So you can get from, Miami, to, Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale, and then all the way up to Orlando. But
Oh.
it only connects those cities, and they're working on trying to get one, I think as far up as Daytona.
Mm.
But it would be wonderful if they brought it all the way up north and then there,
Yeah, that
because
would make sense. They probably do that soon, you
I
know.
hope so. Yeah, it takes a while. I mean, I
Yeah.
like the idea of a bullet train,
Mm-hmm.
um, if you're just going to visit family. And it's convenient because they made it not like the Amtrak to where it's kind of like out of the way from everything in South Florida anyway, but to where it's close to where you can rent a car. They have
Hmm.
shuttles that'll take you to the airport
Oh, that's
or to
nice.
the cruise terminals because we've got a big cruise industry here.
Yeah, that's well
Uh,
thought out,
yeah,
you know.
so that's well thought out. So if they have one that ran all the way up the coast, that would be really nice.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to worry about the driving
Mm-hmm.
and that sort of thing. And the fares are pretty reasonable
Mm,
as
very
well.
nice. I like
Oh
that.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, then you can go party, take the train, don't worry about, driving and,
Yeah, you
I
can
mean,
sleep.
right, exactly. What's the night like, nightlife like over there?
Nightlife, it depends on the city that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the northern part of Florida, we're more of a laid back
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle. Laid back, beach vibe, more of a relaxed. We do a lot of festivals here.
Oh, nice.
Um, Basically daytime type stuff
Mm-hmm.
that is geared toward everybody, families, and that sort of thing. Um, and then in South Florida, they more have like a electric, high energy vibe
Mm-hmm.
as well. Very party, very youth oriented type of party atmosphere down
Mm.
there.
Oh, that's
So
pretty nice.
yeah, it's more of a about the hot Latin vibe, whereas the northern part of Florida is more of a country vibe.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Mm.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Well, California, we're so laid back all the time. We walk around in flip-flops and really casual clothes. I mean, in New York, I always kind of dress a little bit more sophisticated, but
Mhm.
here you can get away with just a t-shirt, jeans, shorts. No one's gonna bother you, and you'll actually just fit right in.
Florida is that way.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the atmosphere of you never know when you might end up at the beach.
Yeah. You're always beach ready. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
that beach ready vibe.
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly.
Mhm.
And the food here, I mean, the food I think in New York is actually very ethnic and very authentic because there's a lot of immigrants that go there. And
Mhm.
so you find so much culture. You find that too in California. I would say it's a bit watered down a little bit. You know, there are some very authentic places, but you kind of have to look for them. There's a lot of fusion here. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
we've experienced a lot of fusion over here
Hmm.
too in the northern part of Florida.
Yes.
South Florida, I'm not quite sure,
Hmm.
but there is a definite Latino vibe,
Yeah.
Latino. But the northern Florida, particularly where I am, uh, there's a lot of more ethnic food than there
Hmm.
used to be.
That's
A
good.
lot of,
Yum.
the all types of Asian fare. There's Chinese, Japanese food, Korean, Thai food, um, Filipino food, that sort of thing, and that is predominant here. There's also a lot of Arabic influence here
Hmm. Yeah,
as well, and it's
Mediterranean
I love
food is
our time.
delicious. Yeah.
Mediterranean food, I love
Hmm.
Mediterranean food,
Yeah.
and so, that is really big here, and of course, classic American food, particularly barbecue,
Hmm. Mm.
is a big deal around here, in the northern part of Florida. But they like to now experiment and do a lot of fusions, and
Hmm.
we've got some food festivals. Seafood is also a big thing here
Yeah.
in
Oh, yeah.
Florida. All throughout the state is a big seafood
Hmm.
because we're a peninsula. We're
Hmm. Hmm.
we're almost an island, really. So
Yeah. I mean, the in New York there was a Ninth Avenue Festival. That was a food festival that we went to as kids, which was a lot of
yeah,
fun.
that was so much fun. I
Yeah.
enjoyed that,
Yeah, that was great.
and you could always get good food in bodegas in New
Hmm.
York.
Yes, definitely.
Uh, Sandwiches,
Hmm.
fresh bakery. I don't know if it's like that anymore, to tell you the truth, but there's fresh bakeries and all kinds of just good
Yeah.
food all the time, ready to eat.
Right.
Pizza.
I know I was gonna say pizza tastes different there. The bagels are different. It's because of the water, I guess.
That's
But
what I was told, that the
yeah,
water is really, really good there.
yeah, and it's hard to find something that good here, but there was a place I think that would import the water from New York and make pizzas. So
Mhm,
never tried it, but if that's truly the case, then that should have worked. But yeah, those two things are just very good there, and the pastrami sandwiches there are good. It's just some
mhm.
things I don't know what it is. It's just a New York flavor that's just a little different than
Yeah.
here. Yeah,
Yeah, they're I get nostalgic for New York
yeah, I
a whole lot
know.
because of that. Um, because that was my childhood
Mm-hmm.
too, but, I know that a lot of what was there back when we were kids is not there anymore.
Right, right. Like Blimpie is gone.
Olympia's gone,
Yeah.
but you know what? There's Radio City, that's still there.
Yeah, that's still there. That's true. That
Yeah,
is a
Rock
landmark. That'll still be there.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Rockefeller Center
Mm-hmm.
is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Central Park is still
It's always
there.
going to be there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
so those are some really nice attractions,
Yeah.
and most of them are free. Remember the Museum of Natural
Oh,
History?
yeah. As a kid, we would go there so often, and you'd see the big
Get
dinosaurs, a whale, it was kind of cool. And the planetarium. Yeah, I loved
yeah.
it.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a great place.
yeah, it was wonderful. Most of those places you go in, and it was a lot of fun,
Mm-hmm.
um, for those attractions. You know, when we were growing up living there, those were the main attractions
Right.
for
Right. For
us.
us. Yeah.
I never went to the top of the Empire State Building, and I never went to the top of the Statue of Liberty,
Oh.
but you and I, we took that river cruise around the island,
Yes,
remember?
when you came back to visit me, yeah,
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah,
that
you
was
were
back
in
in
the
the '80s.
Marines. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
right. That was
That wa
nice. I like
I
that.
love that. The weather was perfect that
It
day,
was. I know. I
and
know.
so we got to go and tour everything,
Hmm.
around around Manhattan Island. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was great. I mean, that was a site that when you're a tourist, you see more than when you live
Hmm.
there.
Yeah, you're kind of blind to a lot of things when you live there. Yeah, I didn't do a lot of things when I lived there until I went back. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, for us in California, we have the Hollywood sign, of course, which is
Mhm.
behind me, and it's like you're known for Hollywood, the beaches. I don't know. It's just the
The
I
Walk
guess
of Fame.
Disney, huh?
Yeah, the Walk of Fame.
Yes, the
Uh,
Hollywood Walk of Fame.
oh,
Yeah, see, because I live here, I don't really go to these places.
Rodeo Drive for shopping,
Yeah, Rodeo Drive,
if you
Beverly
have money,
Hills.
if you have lots of money.
Yeah, if you have money. Yeah, I obviously never go there, but but there's also the Disney land is here, Disneyland, not Disney World.
Mhm,
California Adventure, Knott's Berry Farm. Lots of this is Southern California. Of course, Northern
right.
California has its own, things too, like the Golden
Mhm.
State Bridge, Golden
Oh,
Gate
yeah,
Bridge, Golden State,
Golden
Golden
Gate
State's
Bridge.
team. Anyway, so yeah, the bridge, there's so many things. In California, you can go skiing, in the morning or in the afternoon, and then later on you could be at the beach,
Mhm.
in the same day
Yeah,
if you wanted.
that's great. Yeah, here in Florida, we have all the attractions. The main attractions are in Orlando,
Hmm.
which is where Disney World
Yeah.
is, Universal Studios, um,
Epcot Center, love it.
yeah, the Epcot Center, and a whole lot of, we've got a lot of sports teams here too.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's, in Jacksonville, there's the Jacksonville Jaguars,
Hmm.
and, we don't have a basketball team though in Jacksonville, but there's also basketball team in Orlando, the Orlando Magic.
Right.
There's Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Buccaneers, yeah.
Miami Dolphins, and, the Miami Heat
Mm-hmm.
as well, and, the Marlins for baseball.
A lot. Wow.
Yeah, there are a lot of teams here, and, sports is big.
Yeah.
We've got, major universities here.
Mm.
There's University of Florida, Florida State, Florida International. I think Stetson University is here. Um, I could be wrong. Maybe it's another state, but I think it's here.
But you guys have a Hollywood in Florida also.
Yeah, but it's like it's
It's
just
a
a
different Hollywood.
nobody goes there to go to as
To
a
see
tourist.
stars or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah. That's not the same thing, but we do have a Florida. But you know what? You know, our climates are similar that our one of our main crops is citrus.
Mm,
It's oranges, right?
mhm. Yeah,
So
yeah,
so
that's
we share that mild climate
mhm.
until summertime comes, and then it's horrendous
You beat
here.
us in humidity. You know, here it's dry, but it's a little more dry than I'd like to have it sometimes. But it's
I'm
not too
sure.
bad. It's not too
Yeah,
bad. You know, the one thing though that between New York and California, the cost of living here is almost pretty much on par as New York. You know, it's
mm.
pretty expensive. So it was almost like a lateral move for me. Just, it's just about the same price for everything.
Florida used to be affordable, but I tell you what, it's trying to catch up with New
Mm.
York,
Oh my gosh.
California.
That's terrible.
It is terrible.
It's
It's you know, if you want a decent place to live, it's gonna be expensive.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
It's
so,
all those New Yorkers moving to Florida.
yeah, they're building here in Florida like crazy.
Oh,
The
really?
construction for new homes and to the point where they're making a lot of apartment homes and,
Mm,
uh, townhomes,
hmm.
because townhomes are narrower.
Mm, I see.
And they have stairs, if once upon a time you go to Florida, it was rare to see a two-story home. Now you can see a, 2, 3-story home in Florida. And
Wow.
yeah, I mean, they're building up like crazy,
Hmm.
uh, for the influx and the traffic.
Mm-hmm,
Holy
mm-hmm.
cow.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, the traffic. Yeah, don't
I
get me
see
started on that.
I see a lot of license plates, from out of state, and my dad's like, "Well, they're here to visit someone." I'm like, They're not here to visit anybody. They're here to stay.
They're here to move.
They're they're they're
Get
not
rid of
going
it.
back.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not going back. So, it's getting busier
Mm,
around here on the road.
wow.
So, that's for sure. But yeah, the home costs, taxes, I don't know what is the sales tax rate,
In
where you
California.
are? Mhm.
So it depends on what city you're in. There's a lot of little cities. If you're in a certain city like Southgate, right? There the tax is 10%, and the reason for that is because they don't have enough revenue from property taxes.
Mm,
So, but even where I am in LA County, it can vary from like 8.5 maybe to 10, 11%, which is a lot. I think it's pretty high.
mhm.
Orange County I think is a little bit lower, but it's funny because on my phone I'll have all the tax rates. So if I'm in a certain city that's low, I'm like, oh, I better go pick up something here because the tax rate's a little cheaper. That's the Asian in me being cheap.
Well, taxes, the sales tax here is around
Oh,
7%.
that's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah, and
it's not
so
bad.
in some places it'll be 7.5
Hmm.
or 7.25, but they're around in the 7% area, definitely under 8%. There might be places that are 8% that I don't know about. Again,
Mm,
we're talking about our own
hmm,
experience,
hmm,
and our own personal knowledge, but yeah, between 7 and 7.5, depending
mm.
on where you are.
That's still
Uh,
kind
but
of high
property
though.
but
Mm,
property taxes, we don't have a state income tax here. So,
see, that's great.
but we have property tax,
Yeah.
for
What's your
sure. So,
property tax?
to tell you the truth, I don't know, because we have something called homesteading here,
Mm, okay.
um, and, uh, and it depends on the neighborhood that you live,
Mm,
really.
mm.
So our taxes are, generally not that high, but depending on the neighborhood, it could be astronomical.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Do you
go
guys
ahead.
have HOAs? Like if there's a condo, do you guys have HOA fees and things like that?
Yeah,
They do.
mhm,
Yeah, we
yeah,
have that too. But in New York, they have what's called a condo. What is it called? Maintenance fee.
Yeah, it's called
And
like a co-op or something. It used
yeah, and that
Yeah,
it can be like $1,000 a month. That I was really floored by. I was shocked. That's
mhm,
expensive. You know, for
yeah,
us here, HOAs can be like around $500 a month. It's
that's a
pretty
lot.
close. It's still a lot, yeah, because it's almost like another rent. You know,
Yeah, that's an additional
yeah,
thing, and
payment.
then
Yeah.
you have those restrictions on you, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they can be paternalistic, very paternalistic. I know. I was saying they're gonna have us put in a request so we can change our toilet paper. You know, get a permit for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I mean, some of them
So,
are strict. It's like if you
yeah,
get packages from Amazon, you
yeah.
need to get them off the porch quick, but
Mm-hmm.
most people work,
Hmm.
and those packages come during the day.
It's
So,
crazy.
yeah, I'm like, well, if you're gonna do that, then have somebody at the clubhouse
Hmm.
collect them all,
Right. Exactly. If you're
and
paying
then you
that
come back,
much, then you can. Yeah.
and
Exactly.
then you can go to the clubhouse
And get it
after work,
later. Hmm.
yeah, if you don't want them in the front. So, make a decision there, but then they'll probably charge you extra for
Yeah.
that.
Right. There's always something, they can, charge you for.
Some
Yeah.
snoop picking up the box and like, "Oh, I wonder what so and so got in here," squishing up the
Yeah,
bubble bath,
the
you know?
bag. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then, a cost of living, it goes into the salaries, the salaries here. I mean, I don't know, it just depends on where you work. I don't know that it's that great. I don't know what to say about that, but I just know that salaries don't go up very much, and
Mhm.
everything else goes up, But now they're raising the minimum wage, and
I heard about
yeah,
that, and so a lot of fast food places
raising their prices.
are raising their prices and
Yeah.
letting people go.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
weird because, the cost of, the what do you call it? The minimum wage didn't go up that much in the last 20, 30 years, right? But the cost of the fast food has gone up. So I don't
Yeah.
understand how that works. You know,
I don't get it either, and it's
yeah.
a substandard product lately, I'll
Yeah.
tell you that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. I tell you what, it's not a good product at all. It used to be. It used to be a good value for your money,
Right. Right.
especially if you were broke,
Hmm.
that would be those dollar menus used to be a lifesaver,
Yeah.
but
Now.
speaking of going up, did you hear that Dollar Tree is also raising their prices again?
Well, what do you mean? It went to $1.25, and what's it going to now?
I think it's gonna be going up to $1.75, and
Wow.
they have items that are up to $5, and
Yeah.
that Dollar Tree Plus, they're gonna be
Yeah.
going up to 7.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's
S
crazy. Well, for us, they don't have them where you are, but they have 99-cent stores here,
Uh-huh.
and they are closing. I believe they're gonna start closing, or they probably have all closed. It's only in Arizona, Texas, Nevada, and California. So it's
Okay,
sort of
yeah.
sort of like a Dollar Tree, but I mean, a lot of people, like to say they were in college, they survived, school by eating groceries from the 99-cent store.
Absolutely,
You
now it's
know,
becoming cost prohibitive,
yeah, yeah, and I,
and
I have a love-hate relationship with that store, because it's so cheap. You want to get it, but sometimes the quality isn't there. But sometimes it is. It just depends on
yeah,
what it is.
mhm. So, yeah, it's awful. It's awful. I
It's
mean,
so sad.
it's not a bargain anymore,
Hmm. Hmm.
really,
Yeah, it's
and
true.
so it's not worth making the special trip there. You might
Hmm.
as well there are people that have a disdain for Walmart, but I don't.
Hmm. Yeah.
Walmart, because of how they do business, the prices remain low,
Hmm.
and that's what we need.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just how corporations are, and yeah, it's
Yeah.
a cycle. It's
Mhm.
I know, I know. How's crime in Florida?
It's crime.
It's crime ridden. Yeah, I think it's everywhere. New York,
Pretty
California,
much.
Florida. I think it's all the same.
Mhm.
Honestly, it.
Honestly, and, the higher the population, the greater amount of crime, because it's per capita,
Hmm. Yeah.
and It's, the denser the population, and people are angrier, it seems like,
They're unhinged, a bit more
they are,
unhinged.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
nowadays, and, we're getting we're getting people are getting these messages that they're allowed to do things when they're not,
Oh my goodness.
you know, like Karens, they think that they
Hmm.
have the right to tell people what to do and say what they want and whatever. I'm like, that's First Amendment. I'm like, no, that's not how that works.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's also issues with squatters. It
Oh
almost
yeah,
seems like
that's
they have
squatters.
more rights than, than people that live there. And, police can't really do anything. And squatters are not a police issue, it's a vigilante issue, really. I mean, you have to
It's
get like a
become that
bounty
way.
hunter, or somebody to go out there. It's
Well,
ridiculous.
in
Yeah.
Florida, the governor had just passed a
Yeah,
law
that's right. Yeah.
to
It
say,
was getting so bad there, huh?
yeah, it was getting pretty bad. It's like, that's not gonna happen
Hmm.
here, and, I think it was a few weeks ago, a couple months ago, a sheriff from, Santa Rosa County, I don't know if you saw that video, but he said that, a homeowner was shooting, at somebody breaking into their home, and, he's like, I don't know who that homeowner is, but, you're not in trouble. Come forward. We've got gun safety classes so that the next time you won't miss." And it's like, so if somebody's breaking into your home, we
Love
prefer
it.
you shoot them.
Love
And
it.
we're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, we need that here in California.
I mean, that's,
Right?
yeah, I'm like, "Come on." It's like, why do the criminals get all the leniency and
Yeah,
the law-abiding citizens, the victims get in trouble? It's
exactly. I
backwards.
don't understand that. It's just so backwards. But yeah, that's one thing
So, the government,
that's
our state legislature is moving toward, um, victims' rights
good.
as opposed of criminal rights.
Okay.
So we'll have to say that, we're sympathetic to the victims. We're not sympathetic to the criminals
Hmm.
and be on notice. And the majority of the sheriffs uh, feel the same way.
Hmm.
So, and we're like, yeah, if you're a criminal, then yeah, you know, we
Yeah.
would. So it was nice that that sheriff says like, "Hey, homeowner, whoever you are, step forward. You're not in trouble. We'll give you
I love
pointers."
it. I love it. It's great. It's great. I mean,
I
and here
loved it.
there's so many smash and grab robberies, and
Yeah.
people, they stay, away from it because they can get hurt. I wouldn't want
Right.
any, civilian or security guard to like try and stop them because it's not worth it. You know.
Those security guards are old.
Yeah, they're not equipped to,
No.
be fighting with these, knuckleheads anyway. So,
Yeah.
but
I don't know whose idea it was to put old people as security.
even the young people, I wouldn't recommend them doing anything, because like I
True.
said,
I mean,
it's not
because
worth
that's a
it.
police matter, but they're taking advantage of the criminals,
Hmm.
are taking advantage of the fact that they know nothing's gonna be
Yeah,
done about it.
yeah, exactly,
And they're
exactly.
blatant about it. They don't even try
Hmm.
to hide.
I
They don't
know,
even try to put it under their coat or
right?
behind their backs
They
or anything
just
like that. They just walk out.
boldly, in front, like they don't care.
And they'll look you right in the eye
Right.
as they're
Hmm.
doing it. So,
Yeah, yeah.
like, "Try to stop me."
I know. And the other thing we have here in California, there's a lot of freeways, so there's a lot of car chases.
Mm.
I think every week there's a car chase. It's
Why is it there
I don't
in
know. I think they
California?
can get away with it. I don't know. I mean, there was
What's the
one.
traffic?
Yeah. Well, no,
There's
sometimes
never traffic when there's a chase.
somehow, but yeah, there was one guy that stole one car, then he dumped it and stole another, like a van, then got another, it was just like bizarre. Like I'd never seen anything like that.
Try that in Florida. That won't last long.
Yeah, but there's
Uh,
so
although
many.
although I understand that chips is very effective there.
Oh, maybe.
California Highway Patrol, They're because they're a state police instead of
Yeah,
a
that's true. It goes like it depends on where they are. Like it'll go in the jurisdiction of that city first, and then once
right.
it goes, to a certain area, then the CHP takes over,
Yeah,
and
if it
then yeah.
escalates, then beware, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. And then if they're going south and they're going to Mexico, I heard that if you cross the border, they shoot on sight. There was someone headed there, and, I guess
What
he
happened?
turned around just before the border. I was like, I wanted to see him cross the border just to see what would happen.
Can you imagine putting those brakes on and the
Oh my
eyes getting
God.
big?
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Not there. Be thrown
you
in a
know.
Mexican prison? Oh,
Yeah. Oh
dang
my
no.
gosh. I know. And I
They're
remember
scary there.
there was one when I was younger, there was a Range Rover that was stolen, and they drove the car all the way down to the rims, but it kept going. It was still going, still driving. So that's an attestament to Range Rover, how good they are, can even drive on the rims. But I mean, these people, what are they thinking? They're going to get caught.
They're not thinking.
I mean, what are you going to do? So,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Oof. No, but crime, what can I say? I don't have stats, but yeah, there's crime here.
There's a
But
lot. Yeah, it's very different from other countries. Other countries, a lot safer than here.
yeah, it's a lot safer here than other places.
Well, no, even like Japan is safer than here, but like other
Oh
places,
yeah.
yeah, it's like, yeah.
I don't know, Japan, it's
Even,
like nobody dares do anything.
but even in Thailand, it's safer. Like I can walk around at night, and feel safe. It's not a big deal. Yeah. So, but I guess it depends on where you are too. Just
Depends
as
on the
anywhere.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be a don't go to that neighborhood place
Yeah.
in any country
Yeah.
you go to.
Right, right, exactly.
And
I know. That
don't
was
walk
kind of
down any dark
fun.
alleys.
I know, I like comparing all our states and cities. That's.
Are you happy where you live?
I am. Some things I miss about New York. I remember when I was younger, at around 10 o'clock at night, I'd start getting ready to go out. But then maybe that's a young person thing. I'm sure they do that here too. But the thing
Yeah.
about California, a lot of like restaurants, they're closed like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. But in New York, they're open all night. I could go at midnight and have a snack. You
Yeah,
know.
that's a city that never sleeps
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
It's very true, and it's hard to find here. If you're out, like just after, like if we go to the club or something, we'll go to like Tommy Burger because that's one of the few places that are open, that's open. And some I can tell because some of my clothes they have like a little grease spot on it from Tommy. What about you? Do you like where you live?
I love where I live.
That's good.
It's it's grown into its own. It used to be a sleepy town,
Hmm.
way back when we moved here, but now it is become a more vibrant town,
Hmm.
and there are a lot of opportunities here because a lot of businesses have moved here.
That
So
makes a
there's more
difference.
opportunity as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
and life is good. I'm a quiet, laid back type of a person myself. So in the city that I'm in, it is a nice lifestyle,
Yeah.
and you you don't want for anything here at this
Mm.
point. Since eventually, from the time that we moved here, it was lacking in many things, but now it's a mesh of everything,
Mm.
and I just love it. I can't see myself really living anywhere else.
That's good though. That's good. I mean, I
Mm,
know you went because you moved because your parents moved you there. Like for me, I moved to California when I was 26.
mhm.
So it was a choice for me, but I just love being able to do a lot of things pretty much year round,
Yeah, and
and
and for the most part here too is a
hmm
year-round
yeah, yeah,
experience as well.
right. In New York, spring comes like in late May, something like that. It's just unpredictable,
The winter there is
Yeah,
very long.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this is beautiful. It's sunshine, and then we get the rain too.
Hmm.
But but thank God for air conditioning, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know how
exactly.
people did it before air conditioning
I
was a
don't know.
thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of places here in California. They're closer to the beach, so they don't have any air conditioning.
Mhm.
But I think now they kind of need it.
Yeah,
It's getting a little hotter than it used to be. Yeah. So
Well, everyone, thanks for joining us. We were talking about the differences between California, where Penny lives, Florida, where I live, and New York, where we both lived. And we talked about the weather, getting around, the vibe and the attractions, cost of living, and even touched on crime. So we've got some similarities and also some differences as well. So let us know in the comments where you're from. And if you relocated, let us know what you like where you're currently living compared to where you used to live. So we're signing off for now. Take care.
bye.
Bye.